Coming up this week on The Local Game, we're celebrating 50 episodes. This week we head out to Playford, where there's a bit of singing going on in their version of Club Talk. We discuss how the newest players are tracking at their new clubs, the latest results, and Antonis Pagonis keeping us up to date with the latest in local football. Welcome to The Local Game. It is an absolute pleasure to have you for episode 20, but which is episode 50 overall in these 2 seasons of the show so far. 50 episodes down, and I'm very happy to welcome Alessio Carrocci. Good to have you back, Alessio.
Yeah, it's good to be here again. It's finally getting warm enough as well. So yeah, it's a good time to have a 50th episode.
I know, I'm excited. It's can't believe 50 episodes. We're hitting our we're mid-age now. We're middle age, is that what you call it? Yeah. And midlife crisis now we're going through. We're going to change things up a little bit, like a midlife crisis. Maybe get myself a little Harley or something.
Yeah, a little sports car maybe.
Yeah, maybe. No, how exciting. 50 episodes. I can't believe it's come around that quickly. And but still got another 10 to go. So by the end of the year, we'll be cracking up 60, and then next year, be another 2 more years before I can crack the 100th episode, and that'll be exciting as well. But still a little while to go for that. But no, got so much to get through today as well. And also before we start, you may see what's here next to me. I thought I'd give it a shout out as well. My little nephews, the cutest gift this week. I had my 31st birthday, and a couple of gifts. You can tell that they know I do a lot with the football, because the one thing they could think about me was the local games. So they painted these little gifts, soccer balls, a little gecko, because Johnny Keko sounds like gecko to them, so they call me Gecko. And then, the local game. So a little love heart there, the blue. I love it. Good branding. So I must do a good job in branding for them to be able to pick up the little keys to the show. But a big shout out to my nephews Odin and Raiden, the cutest gifts. The only gifts I received this year, and I've got to say, they're the best gifts I've received in a while. Yeah,
it's good. It's good to see that it's reaching all age groups as well. And they're very memorable for them.
Yeah, and memorable for me as well. I love those type of gifts. And if I'm going to get any gift, it's a homemade gift, and I love it. Means a lot. So I thought I'd put it as part of the show for my 50th episode. Let's head into the hot topics. Number 1, the African Youth Football Program kicked off this year. It's great to see something different and empowering African students, which is what it's all intended for. They had their carnival not long ago, and Irukunda and Tatu, who are Tatu's the next generation, but Irukunda, great representation of what African students can achieve for what with his background and what he's done so far. But he went out to the carnival and saw the next generation of kids. How great is it to see that connection?
Yeah, it's good to see. I mean, these are the next upcoming players that clubs are going to look at, and they need to see role models where they have Amlani Tatu, Nesta Irukunda. There's many more in the NPL leagues and in the A leagues who've made that step up and been where they've been, and now they can show where you can get from that. So it's good to see a little carnival like this where those players can be looked upon by their role models and maybe even perform and show some clubs what they're looking for. Yeah, it's an initiative from the government and also from Football Out South Australia. So aimed at empowering African students. 5 schools are involved in it, so it's good to see. It goes for a few weeks, but that carnival is where you saw Irukunda. But it's great to see that kid, the connection he has to these local grassroots. He's back here home, relaxing from his career at the moment in the off season, but he's always at football. I've seen him at football all the time, and it's great. I love that from him, and someone at that level being able to give back. Yeah, I mean, there's a little group of them that I always see at a lot of games, supporting all their friends, no matter what clubs, rival clubs, whatever. On the pitch, a different story, but off the pitch, they're always there to support. If it's Irakunda's former club, or even Tatu, maybe he's been at some of his former clubs as well. But yeah, it's good to see that they're all staying connected at the local football level as well. Sammy D Foundation on the weekend. We had the Sammy D Violence Prevention Round. Across the weekend, you may have seen blue armbands being worn. So posts from a lot of the clubs as well, local clubs, on their social media. Really just adding, putting out that extra voice out there for the violence, to stop violence in football and clubs in general. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it happen at a lot of clubs, happen at my club as well, where we put the blue tape around the arm every year for this round. And yeah, it's a good thing to show. And I know a lot of clubs make posts about it as well to get a lot of voices heard and a lot of distance covered. As a player, we talk about it as much as we can, or we need to make a change, but
do these type of little things of wearing an armband and doing these type of rounds for you as a player? Do you think this is the right thing that needs to happen to make a change? Or are they the right moves that need to happen? More of this?
I mean, it's very memorable for players. I mean, a lot of people ask, maybe in the past people would have just thought, oh, Black Armband, I don't know who passed away, what was going on, but everyone knows Blue Armband, that's Sammy D Foundation. So they know exactly when that happens, what it's about. They get notified earlier in the week with the club's post that they make, so they can look at all the information around it as well. But yeah, as soon as they see the Blue Armband, they know what it's for.
Topic number 3 as well, coming up next weekend. So we've got one more round before we have a cup round, and the cup round is the final. We can't wait for that. Excited. Tickets are now available, Football SA's website, but we'll be down there, I'm sure, in other capacity. We're going to be down there watching the game, and I'm sure a lot of people will. This year, something very different, which I'm actually very excited to see how it turns out. Men, women, same day, and it's a double header for the seniors and also the reserves out there as well.
Yeah, it's great to see. I mean, Cup Final Day is one that everyone looks forward to, and especially because all the other rounds, there's no league games that week. Now doing it with the women as well, there's no other women's league games as well, of course, unless there's rescheduled games on that day. But it's great to see back-to-back, a full day of fixtures. I mean, I remember in the past they did that for grand finals as well. They had the 18s, reserves, women's, and then the men's. They had it all in a day. So to see it in the cup again, I'm sure it's going to be great for the ticket sales and great for the amount of people through the gate as well. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's great because the men will come earlier to watch. If they're at the reserves game, they're going to stick around, watch the men's final, watch the women's final as well, which is in between. And also it works the other way as well. The women can stick around and celebrate at the stadium and watch another game of football. So hopefully it's going to extend that attendance and also unite the leagues in a different way from what we used to see back at what you said, back at Cooper Stadium days where we used to have the finals like that. So it's great to be able to see this. I'm actually looking forward to it. It's going to be great. It's good not to have to drive down that way twice in there to go for a cup final.
Yeah, and as well seeing a different variety of teams as well in there. There's a lot of representatives from a lot of clubs in our local space, and it's going to show the amount of different fans that come, the different sections of their fan bases. There's going to be so many different groups of people there, which is it's just going to make the atmosphere even better.
Can't wait for that. So get your tickets now, Football SA website, and we'll see you down there for the cup final at West Adelaide Football SA in the women's and also in the men's, Metro and Raiders. So it should be an exciting game of football. We'll talk about how the results went from the weekend a bit later on. But before we move into the next one, Club Talk, I just want to mention something. I pulled out something here. Last week in Club Talk got me thinking. Joey was, I've got to say, one of the loosest club talks that's ever been around, but it was the funniest one as well. And there's a bit in there as well, not the bit eating oranges, but the bit about Lewis Brain scoring the fastest ever goal. It got me thinking, I'm like, I want to see which goal that was and just relive that moment when he played for Adelaide United, scoring the fastest goal in A-League history. And when I looked it up, I didn't realise that was 20 years ago in September. September 9 will be 20 years ago since that goal against Melbourne Victory. And then I was looking in bed and I looked to my right. I'm like, actually, that date looks familiar. I look, and this is a frame I put together when I was 11 years old. This is a ticket from that game. My very first ever football match of all time was that very game. And how incredible! 20 years later, Lewis Brain is on my TV show, and who would have thought? From that first experience of local football or football in general, didn't watch any football prior to this occasion, but a free ticket, and now look, 20 years later, and he's on the show.
Yeah, and you see all the names on that as well. We've had a lot of them in and around our local game, playing for teams here, coaching teams here, coaching A-League and W-League teams as well. So yeah, it's a good little throwback and yeah, a good way to see from back then as well how it occurred.
Yeah, it's incredible. 20 years ago, I never would have thought some of these names would have been working with or had on the show. Like you got Travis Dodd, Lewis Brain, Petrucciani, Carl Viet. What a lineup here. And Aurelio Vidmar as well. Hopefully I can have him on the show soon as well. And and look at that old school ticket. So cool. That's what I used to love, holding that in my hand. But I still remember it. Had the clappers and everything back in those days. And anyway, let's head into Club Talk. This will change your life. Here is Club Talk once again on the local game.
Hey guys, Tyson Herraman here from Playford Patriots. Welcome to the local game club talk segment. Let's go around, say hi to the boys and take a peek behind the curtain of what a Tuesday night looks like at Playford City. Let's go. Issa, Saturday night, iPod Shuffle night club function at Ramsey Park. Talk me through your performance on the weekend.
Mate, performance, unreal vibe. Everything was amazing.
Good fun.
Good fun.
And your song that you picked, Issa, what was your song?
Aerosmith, Dream On.
All right, Johnny, I reckon I'm going to go find Isaac Mullen, potential Golden Boot candidate at the moment. Some say penalty merchant, I say all-round great guy and loves the camera. How are you, mate? We're with Johnny here from the local game club talk segment, Playford Patriots edition. One question for you, mate. What is the capital city of Australia?
Canberra. Bang.
Saturday night, you gave us a bit.
All right. Sing women, sing for the year.
Now, who's playing Canberra in the Australian Cup?
Raiders, I reckon. Or Metro. Raiders.
Metro Stars it is. And who's one of only 2 clubs to take points off Metro away this year?
PCP, mate.
The Patriots, spot on, mate. Well done.
Thanks.
And then the chorus, the main bit.
Dream on, dream on.
Alrighty, we'll go see who's in the trainers room now. Alright, Johnny, I'm predicting here we got Braden French, Luke Ospite, Jackson Kurtz, and Sammy Voigt on the table in the trainers room. Here's Braden French right here. Now, Frenchie, talk us through Saturday night, iPod Shuffle night, your song selection.
The Killers, Mr. Brightside.
Great selection. One more thing from me, mate. Your go-to Ben Moore quote and pairing that with your go-to Ben Moore impression. Thank you. We'll come back to B French on that one. Johnny, come on in, please. Come on in, Johnny. Big Sammy Voigt over there. Rick the trainer. Jackson Kurtz and Santiago Tabarez, the fan favourite, drinking his glucose. Muy caliente, Santi?
Yeah, nuevos.
Muy caliente. Santi, your go-to Ben Moore quote. What does Ben say a lot?
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Vamos. All right, Sammy Voigt. I know you love the camera.
You're going, mate.
I got a question for you. Biggest bromance in the team?
Oh, gee, that's actually a hard one. There's a couple. It used to be you and Matty.
Me and Matt Capone.
Matty's moved on. Rest in peace. I was gonna say the second one would be you and probably Gianni, but Gianni also gone. Your mate Gian's.
It's a common theme here, isn't there?
Yeah, everyone you're mates with leaves.
All right, Johnny, come and join me into the changing room. So Thursday night after club meal, what's your go-to?
Like, what am I eating at the club?
Yeah, we'll start with that. What are you eating at the club? Yep.
Just chicken sits with gravy.
All right, Johnny, here with head coach Ben Moore. Just had a question from the fans of the local game. They would like to know how many first team appearances you made and where that puts you amongst the greats of the South Australian local game.
That is a very good question. I've sought advice from the Federation a few times, yet to clarify.
Official count?
530 games.
Johnny, we got clarification on that. Official count 530 by Football South Australia there. Now the question I pose, is it Ben Moore or is it Matthew Moore? Legally, on the birth certificate? Matthew, okay. Ben, is that a Welsh thing?
I think my mum and dad changed their mind after about 3 days of naming me, so yeah, not a Welsh thing, just a Ben thing.
Now I'm that confident, Eddie, I'm going to go in the goal with my mic for the local game. Club Talk, Playford City Patriots edition. Starting on my knees. Easy dubs, no retakes, Eddie, but thank you very much for playing. Alrighty, we're here with AJ, our strength and conditioning coach, our go-to guy for everything at the club as well. Pop trivia question. World War I, what year did it start?
99. Let's go with 99, Tice.
1999.
Yeah.
Incorrect, 1914 World War I started. Thanks. But thank you. Fellow teacher. So I thought, pop trivia question. All right. What is the third planet in the solar system? My very expensive It's Earth, isn't it? My very expensive Mercedes. I don't know, something like that. Is it Mercury? Mercury, Venus, Earth. My very expensive Mercedes. Mars. Mars is next from Earth. Braden French, at what temperature does water boil?
100 degrees.
That's what I thought too, yeah. All right, look how eager this young man was. Mr. Hollywood, he was called, or is called, a fan favourite, a handsome young man as well. I've been seeing you around with some new wheels on, new boots, new shoes, and some Nike trainers, looking very sharp. What do you do? Tell the people what you do.
Software engineering.
Very clever boy. Uni student though, cost of living crisis. How have you been able to afford all these new wheels? Has someone been out with, because it's hamstring awareness year, and we've been able to get a couple of paychecks?
Yeah. Ty's been helping me out there, so thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
Just dodgy hamstrings, mate, but well done. Some say I have a shovel left foot, and some say you have a wonderful left foot.
Shovel's generous.
Shovel is generous. It is just for standing. That's just opposition coaches out there. Just don't think of that when you play against us.
That's great, boys.
Give me 3 cues to think of when I'm executing a long ball with my left foot. Not that I ever will, but if I were to, what would I look for?
Spacing behind, mate. That's it. Just
spacing behind.
Spacing behind.
Yep.
No options in front. We'll turn around and we'll step up.
Now we got 6:27. By the letter of the law, Millie is on time, and I'm very, very proud of this young man for being on time as well. All right, Millie, what's your favourite Benny Moore quote from the season so far?
It's probably going to have to be
Can't say that one on air, but Johnny will bleep that one out. 5-time NPL champion with Campbelltown. I think he played for Sassy, played Modbury first team, but the favourite club and the club that means the most here has clearly been
Playford.
Yep, and your favourite centre-back partner of all time has clearly been
Tyson.
Where's Johnny? Come here. Lukey, just a quick one from me, mate, before we wrap up. The most unusual treatment you've ever had in the trainer's room, please.
In this one, I've had dry needling in my groin. That was pretty weird.
Wait, when you sprained the fingers early in the season?
Oh yeah. Getting your fingers massaged up and down wasn't that great.
Unusual to say the least.
Yes, very unusual.
Alrighty, so that wraps us up here at Playford City Patriots. Thank you to the local game for coming on out for the next episode of Club Talk. And for all of those that doubted us this season, let's see how this season ends up. Dream on! Well done, mate. That's Club Talk once again. Let's head to a short break on the other side. Don't go anywhere. We're going to chat about the new players in our leagues and how they went over the weekend across all different leagues, the men and the women, the state leagues, and some big gets, and some of them did their job on the weekend. Don't go anywhere. It is the local game. Welcome back to the local game. We're heading into this next part where we're going to talk about players from the weekend. There's been some big inclusions, and some of them had their debut on the weekend for their new clubs. Let's kick it off with Cove. They had the 2 big ins in the Rideout brothers, and they made an instant impact.
Yeah, a massive game for them as well, coming up against a team in Adelaide Blue Eagles who are trying to chase the league leaders Sturt Lions, and Jonathan Rideout on his 300th game. And Steve Kitch, their coach's 200th, scores the winner. They get their unthinkable and beat Blue Eagles at home. And yeah, the new signings, Coyne, Alexander Rideout, JJ Rideout, and Nagato as well, who came from Blue Eagles, beats them at the Cove Sports Complex. So a few massive ins for them there. Elsewhere in the state leagues, Gonzalo Rodriguez scoring the winner, 3-2 they won. Sturt Lions over Cobras, and he's extended his unbelievable goal ratio. I think it's 105 games, 65 goals.
Jeez.
So he's looking for a big milestone, and next year it might be in the NPL.
Absolutely. And some other new inclusions over the weekend. We saw Elsie and Noel Smith, A-League players, now injected into our National Premier Leagues. Great to see them in there and making their debuts.
Yeah, apparently good performances as well from what we've heard as well. I think Noel Smith is playing centre-back as well, which is an interesting position to see him in. But obviously, Elsie, apparently he was a class on grass, they said, at Comets there. He was just imposing at the back, kept a clean sheet. What more can you ask for?
Absolutely. So good to see that. And Kurukumana, not too
Yeah,
bad.
Vian as well for Adelaide City. Got the man of the match according to their fans as well. Returning to the club where he won some silverware in the past. But this year it looks like he's going to have a bigger role to play straight from the start on his first game. So
and also in the Women's League as well. Chelsea Dorber scoring a double for Campbelltown City in their massive win, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. Good to see her included. And also Claudia Jenkins in goals, kept a clean sheet in her debut.
Yeah, some great signings as well in the WNPL. As we said, WSL, a bit of movement as well. But yeah, it's great to see how quickly these players have adapted to coming straight in, especially for Campbelltown, where they're after points. They want to get out of that relegation spot. So to get them in a game like this, 6-0, they're on a good charge forward now.
Anyway, we're going to head to a short break. On the other side, we got results coming for you, and also press for time with Antonis Pagonis. Don't go anywhere. It is the local game.
Your time is now. When passion runs through you, become your own hero.
Welcome back to the local game. It is a pleasure to have you back on board. Episode 20 and also 50 overall in our 2 seasons so far. Let's head into this results from the weekend. Some big ones that happened. Let's go straight to the State League 2 down the bottom. Northern side of things. Bottom place, you can't get lower than this. Bottom of the State League 2, Grove, a 3-2 win away from home against Demons. Massive win for them.
Yeah, Northern Demons, the Port Pirie team, they've had a resurgence this year, climbing to the top of the table a few times, in between that top 3 and 4 now. And for a team like Elizabeth Grove, haven't had many wins all season, but they've beaten them away in Port Pirie on the longest away trip you can do. But I guess for Elizabeth Grove, it's not too far for them. But in general, it's probably the only one you go on a bus for as a team. So a massive win for them, and I'm sure they were very happy with that. Yes,
and also Vista Bet Gawler as well. So a big win for them because they're on top of the table together. So to have that win is a 6-pointer. Now they're 6 points clear.
Yeah, Gawler, they were on another team we didn't expect to be up there this season, but they had some great results. But over the last couple, 3-4 weeks, losing to Salisbury Inter, now losing to Mobby Vista, they're dropping a few points, and now that gap where they were equal top with Mobby Vista is now about 6 or 7 points.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're talking about gaps as well. State League 2 South, Seaford have hurt Uni with that gap now because they managed to get a 3-3 draw, which is their third draw, Seaford, at 3-3 in the last 5 games.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, that's massive. I mean, midway through the season when Adelaide Uni and Eastern played first, it was a massive win for Uni, 4-1, and everyone thought maybe this is the changing point. It's going to be a 2-horse race. Since then, Uni have dropped some points. Eastern have just gone on a tear. And they've got a massive gap now. 7-0. Dennis Backage, another hat-trick. Goes up 29 goals and I think 16 assists they counted. And that's only in 14 league games. And now he's gone. And yeah, another 3-3 draw. In the state leagues, there seem to be more often than not the 3-3 draws. And Seaford seems to be one of the teams that are doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then let's head to the State League 1 where there were some favours being done for top of the table. Sturt, Salisbury beat West Adelaide 2-0 and Cove a 1-0 win over Adelaide Blue Eagles. So that gap now at the top for Sturt is doing them some wonders now.
Yeah, 12-point gap now. They just about got past in their game against Cobras, winning 3-2 after being down in that game. But a massive win for them. I'm sure that when they got back in the change room, saw that both their contenders, Blue Eagles and West Adelaide, both dropped points. They would have thought, wow, that's massive. What a win for us there. And for Blue Eagles, since beating Sturt, they still haven't won a game.
Yeah.
So they thought they were the ones who were going to contend with them, take their spot and really challenge them to the end. But they've just been dropping. And they had some new signings in there. So did West Adelaide. But for Salisbury, what a win that is. And an interesting one, I saw Matt Gaston for Salisbury United.
Yeah, Salisbury United.
Salisbury United, yeah. He posted an old clip of Roy Keane leading his team out early because he couldn't wait for the other team. They'd taken too long. And apparently I got the footage as well. Matt Taylor did the same. Yeah. West Adelaide would take it too long. It was 3 p.m. and he said, I'm going out there. I don't care. I'm not waiting for you guys.
Yep.
So they all went out there. And I guess they didn't turn up to the game either.
And then let's move to the NPL as well. 6 wins in a row now for Croydon. Massive for them. A 4-1 win over Para Hills Knights. Incredible things at the moment happening down at Croydon.
Yeah, the goals coming from everywhere as well. I mean, Passia John, Trimboli, Andre Carl. You have the one Alexander Good who comes on late and scores. And they've just been on a charge. We thought Beergrad were the team maybe to challenge Metro. They were in second, but now Croydon 6 in a row, and they're climbing.
Yep, Croydon are already 9 points away from top spot, so anything can happen now. They're just a couple of games. Metro drop a couple of games. Croydon keep their winning streak going, and it could be a very tight race towards the end. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully for us neutrals that does happen. And then in the WNPL, Campbelltown City, convincing 6-0 win over Uni. Their new players played a massive part in that, including Dorba scoring 2 goals and a clean sheet for Claudia Jenkins in goals, LA United goalkeeper, and also the New Zealand call-ups she's had recently. So great inclusion for them. 4 points off the bottom now. Adelaide City almost had 3 points. The first one, I think, since early in the season, around round 3, I believe it is. So it's good to see them. Now Campbelltown 4 points clear of the bottom. So it's looking like they're going to stay up.
Yeah, for Adelaide City, I mean, they probably really wanted the win there, but getting points against the second in the table, NTC. Oh, sorry, third, but behind Comets and West Adelaide. But that's a massive team to get points off, and they really show that they can really match it with them. Yeah. And as we're about to talk about West Adelaide and Comets, a 3-3 draw. West Adelaide haven't had too many people come against them and have that much of an impact. They had Metro United earlier in the year, but Comets led that many times in this game. I thought they were going to take it.
Absolutely. A 3-3 draw, massive. Comets went up 3 times, and West Adelaide had to quickly fight back to get back into the game. So massive comeback there. So that was awesome to see. A great game. I'm glad I went down there to watch it. It was a very good spectacle. And also WSL, things are very tight at the top. Vista let go of points, 1-0 against Grove. So well done to Grove. Sturt now. Jags did them a favour a few weeks ago and beat Vista. Jags did a favour this week. They wouldn't be happy about this favour though. Lost 2-1 to Sturt, which means Sturt now equal points. Who would have thought? Top of the table is now tied between Vista and Sturt.
Yeah, those two are going to have one of the best battles I've ever seen in the leagues over the last couple of years. And now again, they're going to fight out for promotion. And a special mention to Izzy Barkasi as well for Sturt, scoring 2 goals in this game after being behind 1-0. And in the past few weeks, she's been scoring some goals as well. But yeah, for Sturt, the perfect week. Men and women both winning, both getting gaps or clearing gaps in the women's league to be the top of the table. But what a time it is to be a Sturt fan.
Yeah, Frank Tiboldi had a big job on his hands this year, but he seems to be doing well. He's got the team in great form at the moment, and this WSL I think is going to be one of the leagues to watch moving into the end, because the other ones you've pretty much got an outline in the Set League 2s, Set League 1 and NPL and WNPL, but this league here is the only one that's level on the top. So very, very excited for that. Anyway, I'm also very excited for this next segment. It's Press for Time. Antonis Pagonis, over to you, mate.
Johnny, big news out of Adelaide United with club legend Isaias taking his first step into coaching by joining Ethan Andrioli's coaching staff. Meanwhile, in the Australia Cup, fixtures out, we start off at the Croatian Sports Centre, where Adelaide Croatia are hosting Cook Hill United on the 23rd of July. Meanwhile, a week later, on the 30th of July, both Adelaide United and Metro South play away from home in Newcastle and Canberra respectively. Catch it on the next few weeks.
Thank you, Antonis Pagonis. That wraps it up for episode 20 and also episode 50 overall for the last 2 seasons. Thank you so much for joining us week in, week out, and your support, all the clubs, everyone out there. It's been an absolute pleasure. 50 episodes young, and we've got a lot more still to give, and can't wait for the next 50 or so or more to go, but at least another 10 for this season. Anyway, have a great week. Enjoy your football. Get out there. Enjoy it. We'll see you around the grounds. Alessio, thanks again.
Thanks for having me again. Yep. Make sure you see everybody out there on the games. It's getting good weather, so you can definitely get out to them, create a big buzz, and especially with some of these timings of fixtures, you're going to be able to get to a few. So make sure you see you out there this weekend.
Absolutely. We'll see you around. Have a great weekend. That's all from us at the local game. And thank you to my nephews for the little gift. And see you all soon. It's the local game. Cheers.
See you then.